Vos émissions préférées sont toutes sur Radio Grand Lac.
Your English Weekly. Your English Weekly. La chronique 100% en anglais de Radio Grand Lac avec Sinead.
Welcome to Your English Weekly. This is Klaus, who is still substituting for Sinead for a long period on 92.1 Radio Grand Lac. We're here every Tuesday at around 12:05. We're a little late today with a new guest, a new local guest who will be so brave as to speak in English, even though most of the local guests, of course, are French, like you. Bienvenue donc à cette émission qui n'est pas tout à fait 100% en anglais parce que je fais une petite introduction. Vous pouvez retrouver l'enregistrement de cet entretien quelques jours après l'émission sur la chaîne YouTube de Radio Grand Lac en tapant Your English Weekly et vous trouverez donc toutes les émissions avec la date correspondante. Vous pouvez aussi participer en tant qu'invité à cette émission en m'appelant personnellement au 06 46 54 91 44. Je répéterai à la fin de l'émission. Nul besoin d'avoir un niveau d'anglais mirobolant. Aide-moi, Sylvain. Mirobolant, thank you. Voilà, revenge will be sweet. La revanche sera douce.
I hope so.
So, let's switch to English. Yes, so my guest today is Sylvain, who will perhaps introduce himself the way he wants to. Sylvain, who are you, and what are you going to talk to us about today? The point of this interview is that you talk about one of your passions, but if you want to just introduce yourself briefly before talking about one of your passions, please do so.
Hello everybody. I am Sylvain. I am 51. So I was in the school a long time ago to learn English. So I will do my best, maybe with mistakes, but I'm okay with that.
Practice makes perfect. We learn from our mistakes, and thank you once again for being so brave. I know I'm putting you on the spot. It's not an easy spot to be in, but nobody has suffered all too much here, so I think it will be fun. Yeah, I'm glad because you're actually, as I told you off the air, that you're actually my first real guest, in the sense that we know each other a bit, but we don't know each other a lot. All my other guests were actually friends from my little network, and so I'm very honored to have you here, especially since you're quite an impressive guy. I mean, would you like to, before talking about one of your passions, to tell us what you do? Mm-hmm. Perhaps it's related?
Yeah. We met themselves at the tennis club.
Yeah, we met each other.
Yeah, each other at the tennis club. And because I work in the tennis club as a director, but it's only half part of my work. I work with the athletes to help them with mental coaching. I'm a psychologist, psychologist, but only for the athletes.
Okay, sports psychologist, great. Yeah. Okay, and what passion of yours are you going to talk to us about today? Which one have you chosen? I never know in advance what my guests will choose, so it's the case here as well?
Yeah, I am very passionate about psychology, how the brain function, our emotions, how they can improve, or they can do
harm,
mistakes,
do harm. Yes. Yeah. Or they can worsen, how they can lessen our performance.
And when the athletes ask me to help them, it's because they have a problem of confidence, of focus. So they try to find a solution. And speaking with them, I try to help them to improve the strength mental.
Their mental strength, yes. Yeah. And so you're still passionate about this profession after having practiced it, done this profession for many years, perhaps? How long have you been doing this profession?
My studies were a long time ago. I have finished the school with psychology, but it was for 30 years ago. To work psychology with the athletes 40 years ago, it was not it was not okay. There is no job as a psychologist. So I work for the French Tennis Federation, and I work I work on my own. For me, for 5 years ago, I have left the French Federation to be only a mental coach.
Oh, okay, so you opened your own business, so to speak, 5 years ago, and started working as a sports psychologist, as a mental coach. Okay. And so it's been 5 years and you're still passionate about it. I was wondering, you said sometimes your clients or patients, I don't know how to call them.
Clients, yeah.
Clients.
Client because they are not mad, they're
not sick. Yes, they're not ill, they're not out of bounds. But you said sometimes it's because they lack confidence in themselves. Mm-hmm. Can it also occur that they have too much confidence in themselves and that they are not in sync with reality in a slight way, in a non clinical way? But
each one when they come to when they ask me to help them, there is no too much confidence. The most of the athletes suffer of less confidence, and
they suffer from lack of confidence. Yes,
yeah. Mm-hmm. And if I can tell a message, I think our education is not totally okay to improve the confidence. At the school, you always
you're always pointed at and demeaned. Demeaned is dévalorisé. When it's often demeaned.
Yeah,
DEMEANED. To demean is dévalorisé. At school, we are often demeaned. You are often demeaned, yes?
Yeah, every mistake, if it's not perfect, you lose some point. And maybe we can imagine another way to think, to improve. This one, it was good. This word was very good. And we have the choice to look at, to watch something very bad or very, very good. And I think our school is so focused on what you have done
wrong.
Yes. Yeah.
You can look at the good and bad side of things, the negative or positive side. It's a philosophical question. Yeah. Of course, in French, I know this expression is widespread. Répandu. Is the glass half full or half empty? Yes. And okay.
But to be at the top, an athlete need to be aware of what he can improve. It's okay with this, but he had to learn to see what he has done very well and what are his strengths to improve, and not only what he missed.
Yes, missed. Yes, the athlete can celebrate what she or he has accomplished, has achieved, all the work she has put into getting where she is at the current moment. It can be a rather festive, I guess, occasion. Can you think of one occasion where there was kind of like a eureka moment where your client all of a sudden realized that he or she was could actually celebrate where she has come? Do you have an example, a concrete example of a client, without naming them if you don't want to, where they realize, wow, yeah, you're right. I can really be proud of myself, and this gives me pride, and I can thus perform better.
Yeah, but they are not used to celebrate each victory. When they realize success, it's normal. Yes, it's normal, but you can be proud of this too. So the top player want always to improve, always to be on the top. So they look up, but they doesn't learn to look down to see from where they go. And sometimes each year at the end of the season. Tell me about the last year. Where were you? Where were you to
a year ago
to watch, to appreciate all the way he has done this year?
Yeah, the path that they have traveled on. Yes. Okay. Do you have an anecdote from one of your clients where there's some kind of where they realized, or do you have some kind an experience, a concrete experience with one of your players, how they reacted or how they changed their game? Have you, even if it's not tennis, if it's another sport, maybe?
Yeah.
Or do you only work with tennis players?
I work a lot with the athletes about their beliefs.
Mm-hmm.
And I explain them. It's not because it's true that you believe this. It's not that. It's because you believe this that it becomes true.
Mm-hmm.
When the athletes realize this, he can change the way he imagine the next situation. And the moment of the athletes realize it's only a thought.
Yes.
He can decide to change this. So one time he thought at this ranking, it's not possible to win at this ranking because
against somebody with a specific ranking. Okay. He was playing against somebody who was highly ranked, and he didn't think he had a chance.
And I have an example. I was with a young player. And I decided not to tell him the ranking of this opponent. It's not the habit in tennis.
Yes, you usually know whom you're playing against.
And the player wants to know.
Yes, wants to know. Yes.
What is the information? The important information you want to find watching his ranking. There is no good information because if the ranking is bad, you imagine you must beat him, mm-hmm. And if the ranking is very up, I don't
very
think
high.
Mm-hmm. So
I don't think I'll be able to beat them. Yeah.
Yeah. So we have played this match without
knowing what the ranking was of the opponent.
And after, I was with two players. One little girl, she doesn't know the ranking of this opponent, and she fights very well, and she have done a very good match, and she won. And I'm totally convinced if
she had known
she couldn't win, mm-hmm. because she had to try something too difficult for her. And the other example, at the same time, the ranking of the young boy was not very high, and the match was very, very close. And I am totally convinced if he has known the ranking of the opponent, he said, it's not possible.
He would have said that.
I had to beat him easier. It's not possible to be so close because the ranking is very.
Even even in the case where his ranking was actually better than the other players' ranking. Okay.
It's not normal to be so close.
Yes.
I have to win with more facilities.
It puts more pressure on them. I remember once at my very low level, I just really started this year, but still I like doing tournaments. And I played against somebody who was visibly much better than me, just in the warm-up, a young athletic guy. I'm 55, and actually, we started the game, and I really played very well. At first, I whooped him. I won the first points, and he was like almost in shock. And I told him, "Don't worry, you're going to massacre me." And from that moment on, he did. I was wondering if I was too nice, actually. I think he would have beat me anyway. But it's true that the first few points, I whooped him. That's like you say, I really smashed several balls, and he was impressed. And he told me afterwards, he said, I was scared. And even during the game, but I had too much respect for him, I think. I mean, respect in the bad way. I mean, of course, I always respect everybody. I mean, I try to. And yes, but I know what you mean by that personal experience.
A very important part of the match is more in your brain, in your mind. There is, the reality and the level of you, the level of your opponent, but a big part of the match is playing
It's played in your mind, yes. Yes. I also noticed that we tend, as we were saying off the air, we tend to create a legend of ourselves. Either we're unbeatable, or of the opponent, he or she is unbeatable, or she's not so good, or my backhand is very bad, mon revers. And it's amazing all the mental constructions that we create.
And I think the trainer is very important because the athletes learn how to talk to himself with the manner of the trainer is giving advice or tell that it's wrong or it's bad or it's very good. You can do it. Come on. I think the American people are more in this mind to see
in this mindset.
In this mind to
recognize the importance of that mental aspect.
Yeah, and to recognize their strengths. They can construct. Maybe my backhand is not very good, but my forehand is very, very good. So I can beat anyone because my serve and my forehand is very good.
Yes, I agree with you. I see that in other domains. I'm not patriotic at all, but there are very many negative sides to American culture and the mentality. But one thing that I did appreciate actually is this lack of bad respect for old traditions and stuff. Like at university, in classes, I find as a student that we challenged the professors more than in France, where I'm not saying it's bad here or anything, but there is kind of almost like an old tradition where you just listen and receive instead of challenging and saying, "Hey, come on, I can do it." And there's that go-getter attitude that is actually helpful in succeeding. Of course, it can also be ignorance and arrogance, as in some politicians' cases that I'm thinking about in America. It's a go-getter attitude, but not necessarily a positive one.
But I think there is a big difference between these two cultures. In France, as you said, when you announce, yes, I want to win this challenge. Not be so arrogant. Be more respectful.
Yes.
But in my opinion, it's that in America, it's not a bad judgment. Yes, I want. I just told you. Yes, I hope I will win. But if I lose, it's okay.
The other day, at my very modest level, I was going to participate in a tournament where I found out there were only 8 participants. And I said, hey, I can actually win the tournament. That would have been such a celebration having started this year. But unfortunately, the tournament was canceled. Otherwise, I'm sure I would have won.
Yeah, of course, for sure.
Okay, Sylvain, I did we kind of did talk about what you were going to talk about beforehand. I saw that you were hesitating between two subjects. And you did talk about music. Could you talk very quickly, because we're running out of time, about your passion for music? What did you want to share with our potential 9,000 listeners?
I play music. My aunt, my grandmother was in teacher, no, not English teacher. My mother was an English teacher. Yes, but my grandmother was a music teacher. So since I am a little boy, I have learned the music, and today I play with a group. I play guitar, I play saxophone, and the goal in 2025 is to have to record an album.
A disc, an album. Oh.
Yeah.
Do you want to do some publicity for your group? What your group's name is, or do you want to keep it secret in a modest French approach?
No, it's a very French word. L'accord bretelle. In English, l'accord bretelle.
Thank you for that wonderful English pronunciation. Well, we'll check it out. Can we find something on the internet on it?
Yes. We have a website or the Facebook.
Okay, great. While we're at it, thank you very much, Sylvain. Our interview is over. Unless you have something else you want to add, let me do my little speech and I'll give you a last word at the end if you want to say one last thing. Yes, while we're talking about internet, you can find the transcription and perhaps a glossary of this interview and of all interviews on my employer's website, which is yourlanguageworkshop.com. We do many things also with music. I am also a musician. I animate English in Song on every third Wednesday of the month, where we sing English songs, English language songs, because they're also American songs, which I accompany on the guitar and the piano. And I promised I would give you my number once again. If you want to be a guest on this program and talk about one of your passions, please call me at 0646549144. Sylvain, do you have anything else you'd like to tell the listeners or share with them?
It was not so suffering that I imagined.
It wasn't as bad as you thought. Well, thank you very much for participating, and your English teaching mother would have been proud of you. Bye bye. See you next week.
Radio Grand Lac.